Hello. Hello, everybody. This is a HipNotes Courses webinar, and I'm answering the very important question, why does my child need a tutor if they have a teacher? Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Miss April. I'm a 17-year English and social studies teacher, and I have a tutoring coaching company for students and teachers called HipNotes Courses. And I'm going to answer that question for you today. It's a good question, too. Okay, so we see this mom like, I'm confused, right? Why does my child need a tutor if they have a teacher? All right, wait for it. The teacher isn't the problem, okay? So I want you to hold on before you start calling the school and emailing the superintendent. The teacher is likely not the problem. The gap is the problem. And so I'm going to quickly talk about some of the gaps that students experience and how we can how hypnosis courses will go ahead and close those gaps. So, what is a learning gap? Okay, you see this child, she frustrated over here, child. She like, Lord, I got a learning gap. What's going on? All right. She got a little scrunchy in her headband. She like, look, I was dressed for school, but I got a learning gap. What's going on? Okay. So by definition, learning gaps are the difference between what a student is expected to have learned by a certain grade level versus what they have actually learned up until that point. Okay. That's the gap. Okay. And so why are we talking about learning gaps today? Well, the reality is we really just don't know what we don't know. So parents don't know what they don't know, and students don't know what they don't know. And as a result, we get students who are literally academically drowning, like this picture. Okay. So often parents and students don't know what their learning gap actually looks like. And I'm going to show you two examples of learning gaps for you to actually visualize the urgency, okay, of what's going on. Number two, they underestimate the severity. And we can often say, as a result, they don't understand the urgency of needing a tutor to partner with that teacher. Okay, so as a result, the gap widens each year. Okay, so let me give you two examples. This is my first example. This is an example since I am a reading, writing, literacy coach, teacher with 17 years of experience. This is an example of a student who is reading below grade level. So down here we have the grade level, so K through 8th grade. Let's say, for example, right? And I've had many students over the years. I've been teaching in different regions of the country, different areas in my state, okay? And you have students who come in and the student is below grade level in reading. Okay, so where the teacher is teaching, okay, they're teaching here. They're teaching between like a 6.5 and an 8th grade grade level, okay, because they're trying to get that student, if they're in 8th grade, okay, let's say this is the 8th grader. If they're in 8th grade, they're trying to get that student over into high school. But what's the problem? Look at this entire learning gap. This is where they're teaching at, okay? And even with differentiation, people love to use that word differentiation. And differentiation basically means providing students with text at their level and giving them things at their level. But even in differentiating, okay, we still have to get them the information at their grade level. So there's this humongous gap that we have to fill in. And so this is where the student ends up being. And so that gap, okay, many parents don't realize. If the parent realize that, hey, your child is pretty much between a second and a third grade reading level, even with all of the effort that your child puts in, they want to learn all the effort that they put in and all the effort that the teacher puts in, there's still a gap. So how do we close that gap? Okay. So this is what Hip Notes courses is all about. We come in to help your child with our tutoring, with our strategy lessons, our YouTube courses, our me jumping online with me and doing a one-on-one coaching, or whether it's a small group course coaching, or whether you purchase one of my middle school or high school courses. I work side by side to help fill in the gap. So, where once your child was below grade level, as we work together on a consistent basis and they put in that effort, we're going to see them approaching grade level. Okay. So, Hypnos helps to fill in those gaps. Okay. For those students who are not reading at grade level. Now, let me give you another example. And this example is for a student who is reading at grade level. Okay, so we have many students who they're in eighth grade, they're in ninth grade, 10th grade, whatever. They have a wonderful reading, they can comprehend, they understand everything that's going on. But even in the pandemic, you're like, well, you can read, you get it, but guess what? You're still getting 60s, 70s, look at this, 30s, 40s. This is a proficiency gap. And so, for whatever reason, they're at grade level in their reading, but they're not performing well on the actual assignments. So, here again, Hypnotes comes in and we try to fill in those gaps. Okay, so Hypnotes comes in, and so we begin to bump you over, and you're reading at grade level. Listen, when my sons want to wake up, I woke up early this morning to get this video in, and I'm gonna get this video in. Okay, so Hypnos comes in to fill in those gaps in that area. So I have a summer middle school course that I would like to give you. I have a webinar that'll give you all the tea on both of these courses, my summer middle school course and my summer high school course. And I want to talk to you about this. Okay, the solution to prevent further gaps, especially in English language arts, is a targeted approach to literacy intervention that supports the whole child with the skills needed to fill in the gaps, period. Okay, and that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb, and that's on Charlotte's Web, and that's on, okay? So, Hip Notes to the rescue. We prevent summer slide. We fill in missing literacy skills lost during the quarantine, because we know the quarantine. Oh, thank God I made it. Oh, Lord. Okay, we work with a certified English language arts teacher, moi. Okay, and so it's live. Okay, you're on the Zoom with me, and I'm working with your child twice a week, and we're helping to fill in those missing skills. I'm pre-registering. This fall, I'm going to have a middle school and a high school course that I'm teaching. Okay, and you can purchase that course. Your child can fast forward, they can pause it, and they can go at their level. Okay, so limited spaces for my summer course are available. So you need to register today. Go to hypnotescourses.com. Okay, and I look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me help your child. Okay, let me help your child fill in those gaps. I appreciate your time. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. And I hope I answered your questions. Okay. If not, you can send me an email to hypnotescourses@gmail.com, and I'll answer any specific questions that you might have. But mosey on over to hypnotescourses.com, and you can purchase either the middle school summer course, where we're going to be in a small group and we're going to be working live together, or you can purchase um, the high school course. All right. Also, when you sign up for my newsletter, I'll send you a free webinar, and that'll give you the entire skinny on everything. All right. Thank you. Period. Period. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. What? All right. Have a good day, you guys. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. Peace.